Yes, people, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? I'm joined today by CB, man like
What's happening, man?
CB. You know
Pleasure
what I'm
to be in
saying?
here. Appreciate
This,
you having me on.
come on, man. Love every time, man. Listen, you see CB? I've only known this guy for what? A week. I met him on the terrace. Yeah, very controversial character with some of the things that he says, man. But listen, the guy loves the club, innit? Just like me. I'm hearing him on Never a Father calling the anti-Don and that, the anti-Don, yeah. Because of some of the takes that he's coming with. But listen, I'm sure he's got his reasons, in it. Like I said, football's all about opinions. I want to hear his take on a lot of the things because some of the things that he said on the terrace that I didn't agree with. Some of the things that I do agree with as well. That in terms of the owners and how they've kind of like hoodwinked us even a little bit. Similar to Poch in a way because they came in, done a lot of talking, but the execution of what they've been talking about and what they want to do has been shocking. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna chop it up. We've got quite a few things we're gonna speak about. We'll speak about the owners. We'll speak about the massive disconnect right now with it in the club. We're going to speak about some players, Sterling. We'll speak about Enzo. We'll speak about Poch. Speak about how you feel about the season so far as well. And then we'll just sort of wrap it up with like what you think we can do going forward in the summer, in it, to try and rectify some of these mistakes, how we can kick on next season. Because now, I'll be real with you, bro. I'm looking at the season. I've kind of written off this season in a way, even though we're in FA Cup semi-finals, yeah. I'm just ready for next season, man, because I just feel like there's a lot of things that we still need to do. We need to shape up. You know what I'm saying? We actually need to shape up in this team.
Right now,
actually kick on.
the FA Cup's the fade, isn't it? We just need to sort out this fade. The trim's a bit shit right now, but you know what I'm saying? They brought in a second barber. That's what it is right now with this FA Cup. Just
facts.
Really, and then you shape up properly, put the ink, the black spray for the summer. That's
exactly, man. But listen, let's start, man. Like, how tell us a little bit more about yourself, CB. Like, what made you start supporting Chelsea? When did you start supporting Chelsea? When did you start watching football?
I've always been my whole house is a football, innit? I'm the second oldest in my family, innit? There's 6 of us. In my family, older brothers Arsenal, mum's Arsenal, little siblings Arsenal. It's me and my old man Chels. Dad used to live in Chelsea back in the day, before I moved to East London. He used to go to games, all of that. Like, he was there when we just got promoted. I think his first proper season that he talks me through is when we just got promoted. We beat Spurs 3-0, signed 4-0. We had Vialli, we had Gus Hillett as our manager. We won the FA Cup. We qualified for the Cup Winners' Cup, the Euro Cup Winners' Cup. We won that. Vialli, Hillett fell out with the board mid-season. Vialli took over as player manager. We won the Cup Winners' Cup final against Real Madrid and started from there. But me personally, as in Chels, I would say maybe like 04, really, 04, 05. My first memory as a Chelsea fan, when I really deeped, I was a Chelsea fan because they used to push the Arsenal thing on me. I used to get Arsenal kits for Christmas and that as a kid. It was fucked, bro.
I swear down. What did you do with them? What did you do with them, though?
Bro, I used to wear them, innit? I used to wear
You used to wear them, bro.
I used to wear the 02 fucking, the burgundy red thing. I got that for Christmas one time. Like, they used to force that on me, bears. But the season where I really deeped, I was a Chelsea fan. Is literally when Ronaldinho done that little shimmy, that little, you know what I'm saying? Zinkimi.
Yeah. That was 04, 04, 05, innit?
Yeah. Everyone in my house was crazy. And that hurt me, bro. I felt something. I was like, bro, like, man's Chelsea. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, from there, I never looked back, innit? I never looked back. First game I ever went to as a Chelsea fan was 09-10. Last game of the season against Wigan, 8-0. I was a little bit of a bad kid in school. Like, I used to get good grades, but I was class clown, banging jokes, always chatting and all of that. So I had a mad parents evening. My dad was just like, bro, if you don't get your if you start behaving in school, I'll take you to a Chelsea game, innit? When he said that to me, I said, say no more. I was on good behavior, I got good grades for my SATs that year. And yeah, fam, took me to Chelsea. We won 8-0, lifted the title, Drogba hat-trick, sealed the golden boot. And that was the standards that was set from the very beginning for me. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I'm seeing us lift a trophy from the very start, 8-0, Ancelotti is our gaffer, elite gaffer, captains all over the side, national captains all over the side. That's the standards that have been set. And I have to ensure those standards stay there for the next generations. My children, when I take you to games, I want you to see us lift a trophy. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why it boils my blood, bro, when I see the situation that we're in today and how much people are making excuses, conforming for it, and all of that, man. It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear it, bro. I hear it. Listen, I'm similar, same sort of age as you, innit? Like I've grown up. All I know is Chelsea winning stuff. You know, people like to banter us and say you weren't there the days when you lot were doing this, where you were just only a cup team. It is where it is. You know, the time that we've grown up, bro, we've seen multiple trophies in primary school, in secondary school, in sixth form. You get me? In uni. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times in our life, we've seen multiple trophies. No one can take that away from us, innit? Even though we're in the mud right now, no one can take it away from us, innit? So, listen, I agree, man.
Sorry to cut you off, bro. Even us in the mud right now, yeah? Bro, we're on our second Wembley trip. We're on our second Wembley trip. Could be a third. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's mad. It's mad.
It's in our DNA. We compete for trophies.
But you know what's not in our DNA though, man? It leads me to the first point I want to speak about. Obviously, you know, right now people aren't happy with what's his name? Egbali, you know, Clear Lake. You've got Todd Bowley, obviously the face of Clear Lake, when he doesn't even own most of the business. It's mainly Clear Lake that are running things, and Egbali's the big dog that's running a lot of things. And you know, you've probably seen the letter that came out from Chelsea Supporters Trust, where they spoke about a lack of communication with the supporters. And the match day price hikes as well. The prices are increasing right now. And they also mentioned that this is going to lead to irreversible toxicity at matches. Do you agree with that? How do you feel about that, what they're doing right now?
I feel like this letter is a bit overdue. It doesn't, it's like, I'm sure you go to games. I go to games. I've seen the atmosphere. I've seen it. The worst I'll say was this season was Wolves. Wolves this last month, the 4-2 battering when
the 4-2, yeah.
Whole Chinese New Year stuff at halftime and all of that. But people, this has been brewing. The disconnect between the fan base and the ownership has been brewing for a very long time. From the Tuchel sacking, which everyone in the fan base will tell you that obviously there's some edgy guys online that will say, "Oh yeah, I'm happy Tuchel's gone this and that." I look at it more as copium, just to seem like we're going towards somewhere. That happened. And then you've said, okay, we've got a project here. This is what we're building. We didn't want him because he's part of the old project. I said, you know what? Fair enough. They brought in Poch. I didn't really agree with it. But then sacking him 3-4 months later because of pressure of the fans didn't make sense to me. He didn't have a whole preseason. He didn't have anything. So when that moment that happened, the fans don't trust you because you don't even trust your own project. You didn't back your own project. How can they trust you? Then the whole.
What, you don't think Potter was given a lot of time?
No, definitely not. Definitely.
I have to disagree, man. I think he was given a lot of time, bro.
We lost
to Spurs. We lost to Spurs. He didn't get sacked. We lost to Southampton, bottom of the league. Still bottom of the league when they beat us. He didn't get sacked. It got to the point where it was untenable, bro. They were trying their hardest to keep this guy. I'll be real with you, bro.
I don't know about that because with the Potter came in September. He lost his job end of February or early March. Yeah.
It was March. I think it was March. Yeah. I was at that game. It was Aston Villa. Aston Villa was his last game against Emery. Yeah.
But at the time, cool. You've now sacked a proven winner who, fair enough, he used to clash a bit with a couple players that were in the dressing room in Tuchel, but they understood him, they respected him, and played for him. You brought in a novice, someone who hasn't shown anything before, and you expect all these world-class elite players to fall in line straight away. That's not going to happen mid-season. A lot of players didn't really want to play for him. That's just the truth. Now,
facts.
And then they decided, everyone amongst the fan base will say, yeah, these players were toxic anyway. They needed to go, i.e. the Mason Mounts, the Havertz, the Jorginhos, etc. Now, if that is the plan, and you want to get rid of these players that don't want to play for my man anyway because they don't respect him, then stick it, like stand on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Give him a preseason, let him do what he's supposed to do because you brought this on yourselves. This was your own problem. But they got peer pressured by the fans because they realized, oh, it's getting messy here. We really don't agree with the Tuchel stuff. Let's get they got peer pressured and they listened. They tried to shut us up with a fan favorite in Lampard. The moment they did that, in my opinion, all my respect for them went out the window. They should have stood on it. Then with the Pochettino hire, that just further shows the disconnect between the board and the fan base because it don't take a rocket scientist to know he's Tottenham. Do you know what I'm saying? My issues with Poch is more so just the fact that he's Tottenham. That's why I don't rate him. It's not really based on the job he's doing. We'll get into it a bit further, innit? But
yeah.
Brought in Tottenham. That already is. No one's backing him. Let's be serious here.
Straight away, you've got people angry because listen. I'll be real. I was one of the people that was saying we should bring in Poch. Yeah, and when people were saying nah, it's Tottenham and that. For me, the main thing that I spoke about is listen. I'm not happy that the team's full of just young players. Even though I like some of these guys, we'll speak about some of the players. Even though I like some of them, I feel like people try to run away from the situation that we're in. We can't run away from the squad that we've got, bro. What we need to do is solve problems. And one of the problems that I thought Poch could do was at least come in, stabilize us, you know, and help develop these young players, because he's got evidence of doing it at Southampton and doing it at Spurs. And we're not talking about any Mickey Mouse footballers, bro. You're talking about Luke Shaw. You're talking about, remember Nathaniel Klein, bro? The guy ended up getting a move to Liverpool. You're talking about Harry Kane, Dele Alli. You know what I'm saying? Carl Walker. These are big boy ballers that he developed. So I thought, yeah, bare minimum he can do is do that. Whether he can win us trophies, yet to see, innit? Because that's where the Spurs comes in. That's where the bottling comes in. That's where the mentality comes in. But in terms of the bare minimum, bro, I'm sure even though you don't like him as a Spurs manager, you can probably say you didn't expect him to be this bad. Let's be real about it, CB. You probably didn't expect him to be this bad.
I didn't expect the season to be this bad. Going after last season, getting rid of loads of players, you know what I'm saying? I never really agreed with the whole Enzo, that I feel like we overpaid for him. I preferably wanted a Jude Bellingham. I didn't want him. So the answer was, oh, let's get a DM, let's get a Caicedo. I wanted Rice, but everyone was like, yeah, he's a DM, let's get Caicedo. I don't even think Caicedo's a DM. I think he's more of an 8, a box-to-box.
Yeah, to be fair. Facts. I'm glad that you said that, bro, because even in Ecuador, his manager said it. That's where he was playing. That's where he was playing box-to-box. And I've come on streams, even on Never a Foul, I've spoken to Mons. Yeah, I've said, listen, when we get Lavia back, you're going to see that Caicedo will be playing as a box-to-box. That's for me, that's his best position. Because as a DM, bro, as much as I like, he's all right on the ball. I say he's all right on the ball, yeah? You can't leave him by himself, and Caicedo can be pressed. Lavia on the ball when you try press him, bro. I don't know if you remember that game when he played against Arsenal last year, yeah, when they drew against Southampton. Bro, Odegaard presses for fun, yeah. Odegaard couldn't get near him because he beats that press every time. Do you know what I'm saying? Caicedo's not as good as Lavia on the ball. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with you, bro. Caicedo, I think he will eventually go into box to box. Let's go away from Poch a little bit, because we'll come back to it in a sec, yeah. But for you, how do you think that these owners can rectify some of these mistakes that they've made, you know, so far? What do you think they need to do before we speak about the players and whatnot? Yeah, what do you think they need to do to rectify some of these mistakes? Because a lot of what you're saying, bro, I can't even defend it. You know, they came in, Todd Bowley, you know, they've got a lot of ambition. I think that's something that you can't really say that Chelsea owners haven't got ambition, because they're spending money to obviously do something, yeah, but they've spent it incorrectly. So for you, what do you think they need to do to rectify some of these mistakes, bro?
I feel like I understand on face value what they were trying to do in terms of young players coming in, trying to bring young players, develop them. So we're at a point where we don't have to spend big money to get a world beater. We have our own ones that we've ordered within the club, and they've been in
like Brighton, basically what Brighton do. Yeah.
I understand it to a certain extent, but that goes out the window when you spend 105 million on Enzo or 115 million on Caicedo. You're essentially doing what you weren't trying to do in the first place. That's first. That's first. So, and also one of the main problems I think is the overemphasis on this under 25s model. We've established, we've got young players, and amongst the players in the team, I'll say there's maybe three or four of them max who, okay, they can hang. Now is about building, going into this season. Let's put some experience alongside them. We need a left back. You know what I'm saying? There's a Theo Hernandez available. There's a Alphonso Davies. We can get a Cancelo for 35 million. You know what I'm saying?
Cancelo. No, thank you, please.
You want to take
no,
Cancelo?
thank you.
Nah.
Not for me, man. Going backwards, bro, defensively, not for me, man. Like there's a lot. You see what Gusto does? Yeah, Cancelo can't do it the same level going the other way, bro. When it comes to defending, nah, not for me, man. There's other options that you're saying there that I prefer to him. I don't even want him. It should be shortlisted.
I look at the midfield situation. In my opinion, I rate Lavia. However, the sample size on him, like a lot of the players in the squad, isn't high enough for me to put all my hopes and faith into your development and being a class player. You played 30 minutes this season and been injured the whole time. So now I'm even looking at you like, can I trust you to be fit for a whole season? So
it's mad because that wasn't even, you know, that's so mad. That wasn't even half an hour, bro. Because I was at that game against Palace, innit? When he came on. And straight away, I saw Caicedo go into the box to box.
I saw it and I said, whoa, you're a player. I saw when he came on, I said, you know what? This was worth the wait. You're a player. I'm thinking, cool, we got this Carabao Cup run. You're gonna play a big part in it. We got the FA Cup run, you're gonna play a big part in it. We might get a Europa League finish. Then to hear he's injured again, come on, man, let's not take the piss. And then, you know what I'm saying? We got rid of players deliberately last season, i.e. Pulisic, who I don't really rate that much, but I like to be consistent. The Pulisic's of the world who were injury prone, Kante who was injury prone, who hasn't. Both of them ain't even had injuries since they've left us for starters. And then
that's an internal problem, bro. There's definitely something wrong. For me, there's definitely something wrong with the medical team, and there's something wrong with what Poch is doing in training. Yeah, because Kyle Walker, I don't know if you've seen the interview of Kyle Walker, bro. He literally came out and said, when I went City, the training is not as intense as what it was at Tottenham. Yeah, and a lot of players have spoken about it. A lot of players used to get injured under Poch at Spurs because he's all about running. He's all about fitness.
Gap contest. So he calls
all of that. And listen, these man, bro, it's not a coincidence to me now that we've got guys like Nkunku coming back. He goes with a different injury. Badiashile will come back. He gets a different injury. Lavia comes back. He gets a different injury. Come on, bro. That's when you got to start looking at the training as well.
But you also got to look at the buys because, for example, we start from the very beginning of the Todd Boehly era. Fofana was fresh off a broken leg on one leg and an ACL on the other one. We spent 80 odd million on him.
That was a howler.
You look at Nkunku, you got an MCL injury and missed the World Cup in December, and 2 weeks later we signed him. So that's two already injury-prone players there. And then they come in, no shocker, they're both getting injured consistently while they're here. So it's also a thing where the actual sporting directors are not doing their job. They were about to sign Elise for 50 million. It would have been the same thing. Oh, let's wait for Elise to come back so we can cook.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on.
That's what it is, man. We've got to avoid injury-prone players for now, man. Because until we sort things out at Chelsea, yeah, bro. For me, like I said, Nkunku doesn't exist. Lavia doesn't exist. These men don't exist. They're not real, bro. Because they're never fit. I don't get to see them. Reece James, to me now, he doesn't exist until I can see these men consistently fit for like 2-3 months, yeah. Which is, I think, is a reasonable amount of time because they're not going to be playing 90 minutes every game. We've got a big squad. You know what I'm saying? I've got to see what they do from there, innit? But just to finish off this, what do you think they need to do then to rectify that mistake? Then?
I think to improve this, we just need more experienced players. Like I said, with the left back situation, that needs to get addressed. And Alphonso Davies or Theo Hernandez, if they're available, we grab them. Obviously, we need a DM. Ideally, I would have said a Kimmich. He's available, but just knowing our situation, that's not realistic anymore. I would like to go for a Paulinia from Fulham, a destroyer, off the ball, sick, that can just win. Like what Declan Rice is and what we should have signed in the first place.
Yeah.
Something like that. In terms of the left wing situation, we'll talk more about Sterling, but I do feel like one of our wingers needs to be replaced. Whether that's Sterling, whether that's Noni, whether that's Mudryk. I'd bring in Jack Grealish is available. I wouldn't mind that.
I spoke about him earlier. I'm bringing him into the club.
100%. A lot of people
are bringing him into the club.
Their nose at him. I don't know why, because we're gassing random players that we don't know. Oh wait, how is this? What's this gonna mean for Kendrick Paez when he comes? Well, you being serious, blood? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, let's be serious.
I hear it.
Striker. We needed a striker going into January. We knew Broja weren't good enough. Jackson was about to go to AFCON. We sent Broja on a dry loan with no option to buy to our neighbors or our rivals, you could say. I wouldn't go that far, but we're mid-table, so they might as well be our rivals. We've given them to Fulham with no buy option, no obligations, nothing. And we have one striker in Jackson, who's one yellow card away from a 2-match ban, by the way. I would like a Gaio Perez. I wouldn't want to spend 120 million on Osimhen, in my opinion. I feel like someone that can't impact the game without service. I don't like that. I want a striker that back to goal. If things aren't being created, he's linking up play. He's doing X, Y, Z. So I'll do a.
So you want someone like a Tony then? You want someone like a Tony?
Not Tony in particular, but just because of not knowing his fee. If Tony was available for 40 million or something, I'll take him. But 80 million now, you're having enough, bro.
Just on Osimhen then, yeah. Just on Osimhen, I know I get your point about you don't want someone that we like just have to create for. Yeah, they're not doing much other than that in terms of link up and whatnot. I fully hear that point. But when you watch us, bro, when you watch how we attack here and how we create chances, don't you think that Osimhen would suit how we play, bro? Because this season alone, the amount of times I've seen Mudryk here whip the ball across the box and Jackson's not there because his movement's not good enough. Yeah. He's not there. You know, Osimhen's a killer in the box. I haven't even asked what country from, bro. You Nigerian?
No, Congolese, you know.
You're Congolese, yeah. Okay. But with Osimhen, yeah, bro, the guy in the box finds space where there's no space, bro. Yeah. And one thing about him, he'll just get his leg on the end of things, yeah. With the type of chances you've seen us create, don't you think that it aligns with how he plays? Because even Man City, bro, like the way they play suits Haaland. Obviously, Haaland, there's certain games like the Liverpool game the other day. Certain games he'll get marked out of games, even against us when we played them. I remember last season he didn't really do much against us because he's a limited footballer. But he does what it says on the tin. He's gonna get you goals. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't you think like with how we play, it will suit Osimhen?
With Osimhen, don't get it wrong, he will score goals for us. But when the names that I'm saying, i.e. the Alphonso Davises, the Grealishes, the getting a Paulinho in the DM, because I feel like Paulinho reminds me slightly, not the technical ability on the ball, but defensively reminds me of Matic. I'm saying these type of players.
Yeah.
I want to compete for a title. I'll go into every season. Going into next year, even if we have the same squad presently constructed, I want the title. If we don't get a title, I'm not happy because that's the standards that have been set from the very beginning for me.
You know what's funny about you, CB, yeah? You crash it on these, man, as if you think they're all shit. But from what you're saying, bro, it sounds like you're basically saying we just need a shape up. We're not far away from actually going again. Yeah, that's what I feel like you're saying. Because for me, bro, I'll be real with you. Listen, I respect your opinion and that, yeah, and you know your stuff and whatnot. You speak about things and you can be a little bit extreme. For me, I try to be as fair as possible and to be balanced as possible. That's why a lot of rivals don't like my take on Mudryk when I said Mudryk's got more to his game than Martinelli. Yeah, because for me, I think he does. Yeah, in my opinion, if you watch him, he's got more natural ability than Martinelli. Only difference is Martinelli's had more opportunities than him. That's why you haven't seen much of it. Say that again.
First touch though.
Bro, you've been to games, man. There's been bare games I've seen Mudryk get the ball banged at him and he just touches it and it's spot on, bro. When we played Arsenal, he was better than both Saka and Martinelli, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was better than both of them. Yeah, and in build-up, he helped us a lot as well. But for me, like I said,
he won the penalty.
Exactly. So, one penalty and that, exactly. Yeah. I see the good in him and I see the bad in him. And that's what I try to do with when I'm viewing footballers, not footballers I just play for my club, all footballers in general. I try to be fair in my takes. But like I said, I feel like you're a little bit extreme. But I'm just a bit confused, yeah, because you're saying, oh, we need this, we need that. But then you don't rate the whole team. So which one is it, bro? Are you saying that we're still far from it? Or what are you?
I feel like to us to compete for at a high level, back where we were competing for titles, Champions Leagues, we need a goalkeeper. We need a centre back.
What goalkeeper? Let's start listening to
Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa or Mike Maignan, but ideally Diogo Costa. It fits the
Why do you want Costa?
He's a young keeper. You can say he's probably the best young goalkeeper in the world right now. It matches the model that this board are trying to put out there. I feel like he's got experience competing for titles at a high level in the Portuguese league as it is already. So it's a no-brainer to bring him along. He's also his country's number one. So I don't see why not. Even Robert Sanchez ain't even Spain's number one. So that's
Sanchez needs to go, man. Yeah, Sanchez needs to go in the summer.
And I think Petrovic is number two. Not good enough to be a number one keeper. He's a number two.
Yeah. I think we can still upgrade on Petrovic. Like with the ball playing, you know, like I said with Costa. When I watched him against Arsenal, I was impressed with what I saw. I can't lie. I ain't gonna lie and say I've watched a lot of him, but I've been told about him. Goonie, I don't know if you know Goonie. Yeah, he loves him as well. He speaks about him all the time, innit?
Against Arsenal. So yeah, that's a goalkeeper. I do feel like we need a centre back, especially because Chalobah and Thiago Silva are leaving. So you could argue we need two centre backs, and then Fofana. Does he exist? We don't know. So that's a very in terms of the centre back situation. My opinion, I couldn't give you names. I'll be honest with you.
There's a few names. I can give you a few names that be mentioned. Demonde. You've got the guy that Real Madrid are looking at as well. Keep talking. Let me just get his name up.
Euro. He's 18 years old.
Apparently Real Madrid won him as well.
PSG, I saw that. Real Madrid and PSG are looking at him. The difference between Real Madrid and PSG is he's not gonna come in and start every week. We're trying to start these guys every week, bro. That's the problem. So when everyone puts these articles, Real Madrid are getting him, we have to get him. Yeah, cool, we can get him, but unless he's holding bench and he's a rotation guy for cup games, he shouldn't be starting week in, week out. So we're gonna call him Dross.
I hear it, CB. Yeah, of course. You want these young players to develop in a team full of experience, or seasoned pros. So if you had the keys, then right now, name me a centre back that you'd want, bro. Because for example, let me tell you one.
Thiago Silva, I can tell you what. Marquinhos is available. I'll get a Marquinhos from PSG. Diamonde is okay. I'll take a Marquinhos. A lot of people aren't happy about me saying this in other platforms as well. They don't really rate him, but he's experienced. He's an international. Do you know what I'm saying? You're looking.
Does even start for them these days, bro. Marquinhos hype. Marquinhos hype. I thought you're gonna say something like Gahey or something. That would be more realistic. You know, because he's experienced. He's ex-Chelsea as well.
How would you take Gay? Would you bring Gay to the Bernabeu though?
Bro, I think Gay is good enough to play for top 6 side. if we're gonna get rid of Chalobah, he's a leader as well. You know, arguably this guy's gonna probably start for England, but he's injured right now.
Barring maybe Spurs, not start for any other top 6 team.
Yeah, I hear that, but what I'm saying is he can play. He can play like for top 6 side comfortably with no issues. I think he's that good to play for a top 6 side. Yeah. Can you think of any other centre backs that you'd want ideally?
I like Todibo.
Okay.
I like Todibo.
He's one on the list as well, but he's young. He's young as well.
He's young too, but he's experienced. He's played at a lot of clubs, different leagues. I wouldn't be too mad at that. So that's the centre back situation. I already mentioned Theo Hernandez and Alphonso Davies on the left back side of things.
How about on the left backs? Yeah. So for me, I like Kirkes. I don't know if you've seen much of him. Yeah, the guy at Bournemouth. Kirkes. Yeah, bro. From the first game I watched him early doors, I said I'm gonna keep an eye on Milos because that's what I knew him as initially. Milos Kirkes. Yeah. And bro, every time I've watched this guy, he's impressed me, man. He can go up and down. He can defend well. He can attack well. On the ball, he can invert as well. It's like watching Gusto. Yeah, he's not as good as Gusto on the ball. I'll be real. But in terms of what he brings to that position, yeah, it's similar to Gusto. Another one that I like is at Nori.
With Wolves.
Yeah. He's another young one as well, 22. But bro, that guy can ball, bruv. Like it's like having a winger at left back, basically. Yeah, but he can defend as well. Do you know what I'm saying? He's another one.
But you know what it is with Kirkes as well. I've got PTSD from the Cucurella buy. Because Cucurella was when he was coming in objectively, you look at it and say that is the surest back. Him coming in is a no-brainer. He's gonna hit the ground running. It's calm. We've got the left back situation sorted for a second. We've got Chilwell as a cover. Well, pattern. We saw what that turned out like, and I'm just at a point now where I'm tired of risky signings. I'm tired of you cooked at a smaller team. Come here. I want a guy that's done it, won at a level. Like how many trophies do these guys have? None. We need winners at this point, bro.
Don't you think that it's important though? No, actually, land your point. Then I can come in.
I was just gonna say, Alfonso. He's won a Champions League. He's the captain of his national team. These are the type of guys that we usually go for. You know, back in the day, 2009, we got Deco on a free. Knowing my Chels, we try and knock on the door for Mudryk or Cruz because they're available for free 1 or 2 years just to groom these guys. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like
all these young G's, yeah. I hear it, but then a devil's advocate, why would Davies want to come Chelsea right now, bro? When he's gonna have Real Madrid after him. You know what I'm saying? Why is he gonna want to come Chelsea right now? I know he's a Chelsea fan, and I know we're still a big club, we can still attract players. But if you're Davies and you're looking at Madrid, they've got Endrick now, they've got Mbappe that's most likely gonna go there. You know, they've got Jude Bellingham, they've got like a young team, yeah, and Davies is basically he's not young anymore. You know, why would he want to come Chelsea right now, full of young G's, bro?
With the Davies situation, first and foremost, you mentioned he's a Chelsea fan. With Chelsea, don't get it twisted. We're in the mud right now, but the Chelsea knock is very real. We've seen us. We finished 10th last season. We got the best of Liverpool getting a Caicedo. We got the best out of Arsenal getting a Mudryk by the top of the table. We're still Chelsea. Don't get it twisted. The only hiccups that comes with the Davies, the only reason why he could go to Real Madrid over us is because of our wage bill. Our ownership have deliberately lowered our wage bill. That's the only thing that you can say, he might not come. But if we knocked on that door, definitely. He's also Canadian. Canadian and London culture are hand in hand. We talk the same, the Jamaican influence, all of this. He'll be at home here. You know what I'm saying? He's in Munich. You know what I'm saying? They're drinking beer up there. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not our culture. So
But do you think? But with how he plays, do you think he fits what we're trying to do? Like, because with me, how I look at Davies, I don't look at him as a technical fullback. You know what I'm saying? I don't really look at him in the same breath as like a Gusto, for example, on the ball. Yeah, he's more up and down. He's more like a better version of a Ben Chilwell, for example. Yeah, obviously he's better than Ben Chilwell, but he's more like a classic fullback, innit? You know what I'm saying? In possession on the ball, you're not gonna get the same level of technical ability as, like I said, you get from a Gusto or a Reece James, for example. Yeah. So do you think that he'll be the right profile? I know in terms of age, but in terms of actually how he is as a player, he'll be the right profile.
His ability to overlap the way with Mudryk or Sterling or everything, it makes so much sense. Because I feel like going forward on our left-hand flank, it's been terrible with Cucurella and Chilwell. If anything, if you actually look at it objectively, none of our left wingers are doing well. Now, I'm not going to put all the blame on our fullbacks, but compared to the right-hand flank, when you see Gusto and Palmer, what they got going on over there, if Noni sometimes when he's on the right, you see a lot of influences coming over on that side going forward. We don't have that. I feel with an Alphonso Davies, that changes. Also, with Alphonso Davies, my main reason why I want someone like him is because you're the best player for your national team. You're a leader amongst your national team. You have won before. You will come here and you will set a standard that is lacking in the dressing room. Sorry, bro. I got a cold, man. I was traveling, man. But
Nah, all good, man. All good.
Literally, we'll set a standard in the dressing room that's lacking. I don't think an 8 Nori or Kirkes are vocal. If we're playing shit at halftime, he's come from Bayern. He's come from the likes of Kimmich. You know what I'm saying? The big boys, like, bro, Musiala's, all of this, Lewandowski's, he's won, and Thomas Muller at high levels. You've seen Thomas Muller after the game against Leverkusen. He cooled out his whole team. That's the way they are. That's their mentality. If we played shit at halftime, he's coming there in the dressing room and saying, yo, I don't like this. This ain't good enough. Do better. Is Kirkes doing that? Is 8 Nori doing that? Is there anyone in our team right now, barring maybe a Thiago Silva, that's doing that?
Yeah. No, I hear it. And listen, for me, I have to ask questions in it. But listen, I wouldn't turn my nose up at that Davies. If we're gonna get Davies, I'll be happy because I rate him. But I'm just saying, in terms of profile, there's a few others that I've watched closer this season. I don't really watch Bayern Munich like that, unless I've watched them in the Champions League this year, and I've watched them in the league when they played Xabi Alonso twice, obviously. And I think I caught another 2 games of theirs or something. I barely watched them to really speak about him, innit? But if he did come in, bro, I'll be here for it, innit? But I just think that there's others with a better profile in terms of what we're looking to do, man. But bro, that left-hand side, listen, that brings me to my next point, man, about the left-hand side, man. Sterling, I see you're one of the few people that are out here defending my man, you know, after these shocking performances he's been putting out. But then you've got a lot of energy for guys like Enzo that haven't been used correctly for majority of the season. And listen, I'll be real with you. There's games where Enzo's been played correctly, like the final, where he was shit in that final in the first half, especially. He was very nervous. The other day, when we played, who was it, Newcastle, he was poor on the ball. I criticized him. You know, against Burnley, I remember he was set up correctly. He was poor when we won 4-1 that game. He was just doing a madness that game. So I can give you examples, bro, because like I said to you, I try to be fair. I try to be balanced. Even though I like him as a footballer, if he's not playing well, bro, I'm not scared to say it. I will criticize it. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I do, bro, I don't like to ignore how players are used by the manager. And that's for any team, bro. If I feel like the player's not being used correctly, I have to take that into account, bro. Yeah, I have to take that into account. And I know you don't like that, yeah? I know you don't like that. Maybe because, you know, you look at Enzo Fernandez's price and you expect a lot more. But that's not his fault, bro. That's not his fault that we paid 105 million for him. Because number one, we wanted him. We needed that profile, yeah? And obviously we bought him in January. They didn't want to sell him in January. You know how long back and forth we're going back and forth with Rui Costa, yeah? And they said, listen, if you want him, you're not going to have to pay the release clause. But we didn't want to do that because of FFP. So it was like, cool, we'll pay you over the release clause, but we'll pay it in installments. We're going to use amortization, right? Over 8 years, whatever it was. So we'll pay you the money, but it's going to be over a long period of time. For me with Enzo, bro, I've said it, like his market value was probably about 50 million. You know, he barely had any, he's not a seasoned pro before he even came to Chelsea. I watched a lot of him in the World Cup, obviously, and he won the Young Player of the Tournament. He was balling out. I didn't watch him for Benfica, I'll be real. But what I expected from him wasn't what I expect from a world-class player, because I know that he's still young, but he's got the potential from what I've seen to become world-class. But I feel like a lot of people like you, bro, judge him as if he's a world-class player that's been doing it for time, and he should be able to play left wing, he should be able to play right wing, he should be able to play up front, all because of his price tag. Which to me, like I've said to you, my theme is not fair. It's unfair. It's an unfair way of looking at it. Fair enough, crash it on him if he's had a bad game, because I do the same. Bro, I was at Wembley in the final, bro, and two of my guys next to me were telling me, Enzo, it's because of this, it's because of that, making excuses. I said, bro, Enzo hasn't played well. Like, it's all right to say that. So you will never hear me when I can clearly see that he's been set up correctly. I'll come on here saying, oh yeah, Enzo was good. It was all Poch. Nah, bro, these men have still got a job to do on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't agree with how Poch used him as a 10. I don't agree with how Poch is telling him to leave Caicedo. Because even last season under Potter, bro, as shit as Potter is, yeah, he was able to use Enzo correctly, bro. Enzo was playing well last season. Enzo was our best player last season, and he joined in January. He was our best player, bro, last season, and he joined in January.
So much.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Enzo Fernandez. I feel like you're crashing it on him, and rightly so. He's underperformed it to his level this season. I wouldn't say rightly so actually. I would say that you're being unfair on him. I get it. He hasn't been great. Like he hasn't been as good as what he was last year. But I don't think it's been as shit as what you've made it out with him, innit? So before we go back to the left hand side, what's your take on Enzo, man? Because you said this is the top two worst signings Chelsea have made. I couldn't believe you said that, bro. Honestly.
Let me add context to that as well. That statement. Why I have him as top 2 worst signing we've ever made is because he was brought in and replaced Jorginho, who finished on the Ballon d'Or podium not even a year before that happened. He was UEFA Player of the Year. He led us to a Champions League, and our fan base were very critical of Jorginho. The Sarri sexuals, they were called at the time. The people that vouched for Jorginho. You know, there was the whole Mount Jorginho civil war at the time. Like Jorginho set the standard of what I want my centre midfielder to be. You talk to the average Chelsea fan today, they will tell you Enzo's better than Jorginho. If you even say, I say Jorginho's better than Enzo on Twitter, I get ratioed all the time. How dare you say such things? You're so deluded. This and that, you don't know. Boo. I'm like, cool. Now, I'm going to put you under standard. I can't lower my standards because someone's young. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Hazard joined us at 23 years old. He was immediately our best player. It's not an age thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think it's an age thing either. I think if you're old enough, you're good enough. That's not my point. My point is you expecting him to be a world-class player because of his price is my problem.
Oh, but they tell us he's world-class. You spend 100 million on this guy. I get gaslighted every week by the fan base that tell me he's someone that he's not. Oh, he's this and that. Then is never accountability. Because you can say, oh yeah, everyone says, oh, he cooked under Potter. We won 2 games in that span.
But bro, that logic, that's another bit of logic. That's a CB. I'm sorry, bro. That's another bit of logic that I don't agree with, bro. Enzo Fernandez last season, like you said, Jorginho got sold in January. I think if we kept Jorginho and kept Enzo together, I think would have won a lot more games because Enzo would have been pushing up a little bit more. But for you to say, Enzo individually wasn't good because we finished 12th. Is disingenuous, bro. Because Enzo, he was doing his job. It was the attackers that weren't doing their job. Because last season, bro, we weren't conceding as many chances as what we were this year, bro. Our defensive record was actually quite good, one of the best in the league. And he created. I was seeing Enzo creating for Havertz. I was seeing him creating for Sterling. I was seeing him create for numerous players, and they'll keep missing. But if you're not watching the game in 90 minutes, you're not gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't hear this thing of, how did Enzo perform well last year if we finished 12th? Enzo done his job last year, bro. I'll be real with you.
But what's your job? Your job as a footballer, a professional footballer who's been bought, minus forget his price tag, even if you got booked for 5 million, your job is to ensure your team wins, first and foremost. I don't care for couple comps, couple passes for 30 yards, whatever. I don't care. We're not winning games. So you telling me, oh, he played well under this system, so surely that system is holding him back. What playing well did he do if we won 2 games? That's what I'm saying. You're being disingenuous, bro. Because last season, are you telling me last season you didn't see Enzo creating chances? Last season, no. Let me ask you a few questions then. So last season you're telling me that you didn't see Enzo creating chances for us. That's his job.
This is my point. He was doing his job, bro. That's my point. He was doing his job.
He created chances.
The only thing that I didn't like about Enzo is he wasn't able to, bro. Enzo is not a DM, where he's playing as the last man in the midfield, because Enzo in the transition is even worse than Jorginho. Yeah, he's off the ball, like you said, with when we were on the terrace, you said about Adeyemi. For me, again, that was even unfair because no one in this world is catching Adeyemi. I'm sorry, bro. Like I told you before, the guy's got 99 pace. You ain't gonna catch that guy. But Enzo off the ball, if he's the last man playing as the DM, as our starting DM, he's not it. It's long for him. And last year, he was getting done sometimes on the transition because he's not that type of player. But in terms of on the ball, bro, picking up the ball, progressing it from A to B, creating chances for us, making the ball tick, doing basically what Jorginho was doing for us. Enzo was doing that last year, bro. I'll be honest with you. He was doing that. I remember we went to Old Trafford. We went to Old Trafford away. He was the best player on the pitch.
We lost that game.
Hold on. Yeah, but CB, I agree with you, bro. Last season, as a whole, we finished 12th. Everyone's got to hold smoke. But we're judging Enzo's individual performances, bro. Even right now, cool. Think about it this way, Would you say that Cole Palmer and Gusto are underperforming because we're 11th right now?
Cole Palmer and Gusto, I'm not hailing up Cole Palmer. Looking at his numbers.
No, answer the question. Answer the question, bro. Are Gusto and Cole Palmer underperforming because we are 11th?
Cole Palmer's performances alone, you'll look at that and you'll say to yourself, oh, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Just solely looking at the numbers, Jude Bellingham, yeah, him and them two, they can talk to each other, this and that. I would never say that because we are an 11th place mid-table side. He's not allowed to be in them conversations. We can't do that. Same with Gusto. People run around say he's the best right back in the league and stuff like that. No, we're not allowed to do that. We're not winning games. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? There's no one's running around calling Ollie Watkins the best striker in the league. He's playing well. He's scoring goals. But no, it comes with winning. These type of accolades, what do you call it? Acclaims. The critical acclaims you're receiving, that comes through winning. I can't jump the gun now and call you this player that you are because you look decent out of a shit bunch. That's just the truth. And then in terms of Enzo this season, his best games of the season, they took that. He had no big game where he's played well, barring Liverpool, first game of the season where we drew 1-1. So that didn't even lead to a win. Other than that, is Preston, Middlesbrough second leg, Wimbledon, Brighton. So then I'm looking at it and I'm really asking myself.
Brighton are a good team, though. Brighton are a good team. Aston Villa, you're forgetting about Aston Villa?
Aston Villa, the FA Cup replay in February where he took off his shirt like he was Messi and celebrated like he scored a winner on a Bernabeu second leg for February FA Cup replay. This is the level.
But CB, you know, you're taking away the context as to why he did that because there was rumors coming out that he wants to leave. So he did that to say, I'm staying. That's why he did that, yeah? And it was a big performance.
Do you know what's crazy as well?
It sounds like you've got an agenda. It sounds like you've got an Enzo agenda, bro. Because you know it's CB. What you need to do, bro? Let me give you some advice, bro. Yeah, stay off spaces, bro. Stay off these spaces and stay off of Twitter because you've got guys on Twitter that have now made you have this agenda in your head about Enzo being world class. Anyone telling you Enzo is world class is just waffling because Enzo's not world class.
Do you think Enzo's better than any of the three midfielders we saw, i.e. Kovacic, Jorginho, or Kante?
I don't think Enzo's better than Jorginho, the best Jorginho we saw at Chelsea. I don't think he's there yet. But I think he can become a better player than what Jorginho was. I think he can, in my opinion. But right now, I don't think he is because Jorginho actually performed at a world-class level for us, especially when we won the Champions League. That season, the guy was immense. Man won the Champions League and won the Euros, bro, in the same season, bro. You know what I'm saying? And finished third and whatnot. So Enzo's cool. He's won the World Cup, one young player of the tournament. But there's levels to this. You know, we're talking about a guy that was basically at a world-class level. So I just feel like you've got a little bit of an agenda because you're even trying to dismiss the performance that he put up against Aston Villa. You know, I feel like you're constantly going to keep moving the goalposts.
Realistically, he got that goal. Barring the goal, I wasn't looking at him saying, wow, top performance. We won the game.
Come on. CB.
Anyway.
So CB. This is where...
He scored against Crystal Palace. Everyone's running around saying, Jude, come outside. We were winning the game. This is, oh my gosh. You know this Enzo talk.
Who's comparing Enzo and Jude, by the way? What type of people are you speaking to, bro?
Go into it and just search Enzo, Jude.
And that's what I'm saying. Stay off the spaces. And stay off the TL.
You know, I tweet stuff. I could tweet something, nothing to do with Enzo. I tweeted about Sterling. Yeah, that's even a nice segue. I tweeted, in terms of Sterling, in my opinion, this whole sell Sterling, leave the club, we're booing you. As for the booing stuff, if you're paying your hard-earned money for performances and they ain't good enough, fair enough, you deserve to be booed same way you deserve to be applauded if you play well. I don't care about the boos. For me, everyone's saying, leave the club, you're shit, you're getting this much wages. Since when did the wages come out of our pockets? I don't give a shit about the wages. And then I'm looking at the winger situation. We've got Mudryk and Noni playing his position. He's better, he's had a better season than both of them. In my opinion, he's had a better season than Enzo because he showed up in bigger games than him. So then now I'm looking at it like, why do we make excuses for the Nonnies, for the Enzos, for the Mudryks? Oh, give him time. Oh, this and that. And then Sterling, get out of my club. Why do we pick and choose who we have standards for? But this is the thing though. Yeah, you literally just said, right, about the money. It's not coming out of our pocket. We shouldn't care. But end of the day, we're paying this guy $325,000 a year, yeah? He's been in the league now for over a decade. Yeah, he's one of our most experienced players.
So right now, we expect Sterling to be stepping up a lot more than not. Yeah, am I right? Am I right in saying that? Are we on the same
I
page?
feel like every single person on the pitch, we expect better than what they've shown.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is but what did you say earlier? You said, we need experience in this team, because experience is what you look at, right? When you're in tight situations. He's won all these trophies. He knows the league. He knows everything about this league, bro. And now he's even back home. He's back in London again. You know what I'm saying? Earning 325k a week. So I don't expect Sterling to be putting out stinkers like what he put out against Leicester. Because when Mudryk plays well against a Leicester, it's only a championship side. So if it's only a championship side, hold on, CB. If it's only a championship side, why is it, that Sterling, a seasoned pro, cannot play well against a championship side? But when it's Mudryk, it's only a championship side. When he played well against Leeds in the first half, it's only a championship side. You know, why is it that Mudryk can get some game time here and there? Yeah, he'll score a goal. He gets dropped again for an underperforming Sterling. Sterling has scored some goals this season, and he's had some good performances. He's had good performances against Man City, right? Where he's cooked Kyle Walker. He had a very good game against who was it? West Ham, Luton. He played well. I can name you a few games where he's played well. Burnley, he played well. Do you know what I'm saying? But over 38 games, however many games it's been so far, bro, the guy hasn't been good enough. And the main problem for me is the fact that his dribbling, his dribble success has actually gone down, bro. Yeah, because no, bro.
Before he even joined us, I wanted Gabriel Jesus over him anyway. It was clear that he was really past it. It's not. I'm not gonna lie here and tell you. I know he's past it. That's besides the point. There's two reasons why I would want to keep him. One is the experience point. We only have 2 players that played over 250 league appearances.
But bro, then you're contradicting.
Was already on the way out. And then secondly, in terms of the Sterling situation, the Leicester game, I find it so funny. It's the same fan base who make constant excuses for these dead players underperforming. Their breaking point is a Sterling game where he won a penalty, he got an assist, he put the ball in for Jackson, who led to the red card, who actually won us the game later down the line. So then really and truly, why is that the breaking point? He won a penalty, he got an assist, we won.
Because he's been stinking for weeks, bro. But CB, I don't understand. I don't get this logic though, because you're saying that I want to keep him for experience, but then you're not putting the expectations that you would expect from an experienced player. You're saying, why is everyone crashing it on him? But I'm sorry, bro. You can't look at how Sterling. You can't look at honestly, bro. I look at Sterling. Yeah, Sterling's 29. Yeah, and honestly, bro, a lot of games I look at him, especially at Chelsea. Yeah, and he legit looks like an 18-year-old at times, bro. Yeah. So what's the point of keeping experience? Yeah, that hasn't got the quality that we need, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? What is the point in that? Because Sterling has never been the go-to guy anyway. He was always Sterling needs to be in the team that's ready made.
Is Sterling the worst winger that we have?
I think for me, bro, in terms of what we're trying to do going forward, I'd probably say yes.
Right now, is he our worst winger?
On paper, no. On paper, no, he isn't. But football's not played on paper.
On paper, he's got.
Bro. Yeah, but what are you?
In 32 games.
Yeah, you gotta watch, bro. I'm talking about what you're doing with your eyes. Let me read you a few things, so you can actually see where I'm coming from. Because the main thing for me with Sterling, is listen. I know what Sterling is. Even when we signed him last year, I said, bro, Sterling's not gonna work if we don't buy a striker. And the last day of the window, we bought Aubameyang. Aubameyang never even played for us. This clown kept playing Havertz. That's another reason why Graham Potter had to go. He kept playing Havertz week in, week out. Yeah, the guy was stinking out the gaff. Yeah, but Sterling, bro, when you look at him at Man City, he's always had a striker with him, Aguero, Haaland, or whatever, whoever you want to talk about, and it's always been a team where he's been a supplementary player. You can't depend on Sterling because Sterling's never had that pressure to depend on him. So I always said it's not going to work. But this year, bro, the team, last year I gave him a little bit. Hold on, bro. Yeah, last year I gave him a little bit of a cool, whatever. That team, bare guys wanted to go. It was a mess. This year I said, bro, this guy's actually playing with some quality this year. I expect him to improve.
What quality is he playing with?
Bro, what do you mean? What quality is he playing with? He's actually playing with. Okay, that's fine. Whether you think they're quality or not, he's playing with a better team than what I thought we had last year, in my opinion. For me, it's a better team than what we had last year.
Last year's team was way better than this year's team.
Last year's team finished 12th.
If we had last season's team and we had Pochettino from the start of the season with preseason, we're challenging for top 4 with that team. Fact.
Bro, I think that team, for me, that team, you're looking at it too much on paper. Last year, that team did not want to be here, bro. Yeah, most of these players are checked out. Even with a different coach, a lot of these players, they came to the end of their time at Chelsea. They didn't want to be here anymore. Yeah, and like I said, we literally finished 12th with those players. Yeah, for me, he's playing with better players. That's my opinion. Yeah. I think for me this season, he's actually playing with better players, right? But look, let me read through this, bro. Raheem Sterling, yeah, 90%, dribble success, 90%, yeah. 2017, 2018, this is successful dribbles, yeah. 53.8. 2018, 19, 53.9. 2019, 2020, 52.3. 2020, 2021, 54.1. 2021, 2022, 47.3. This is going down now. Yeah. 22, 23, which was last year, 41.9. This year, bro, 24, yeah, 33.3 is a successful dribble rate. And that is the problem for me. Sterling has never been clinical in front of goal. I can't expect this guy to be consistent in front of goal because he's never been that. But what I expect from Sterling, yeah, is for him to be able to run past man and create for other people consistently. Yeah. I see this guy running into too many blind alleys, bro. I see him get the ball and it just blows up. I call that left-hand side. You know the left-hand side you said earlier, it stinks. Yeah.
That's where the terrible is. That's where the terrible is.
Exactly. That's grenade football on that side. That's grenade football. Under no pressure, I'm seeing him just giving away the ball. And that's the problem with Sterling. Yeah. You can't even use it as a system thing because he's been played on the left, he's been played on the right. You know what I'm saying? He just gets the ball and it blows up most of the time. And that's why I'm telling you, the eyes match up with the stats, bro. Because
I agree with what you're saying.
It clearly shows, yeah, that he's not beating his man as much as what he used to, and that's what I like from Sterling, bro. He's not doing it as much.
What you're saying, yeah. Let me don't get it wrong. I do feel like Sterling is on the decline. I also do feel.
Why would you want to keep him then? Why would you want to keep him? Why would you not want to kick on with others?
Because he's not a worse winger. There's two wingers that are worse than him, and that just says it all. That's for
the thing is though.
I'd rather get another winger in, and he's the rotation winger. He don't have to be our main left winger. I agree with that. But now I wanna counter your point because you're saying, earlier you were saying I like to look at the systematic issue within teams. You know, I like to consider the fact Enzo's not being played in a certain system or what we like to call Poch tax. Now, in the system where he's playing under a manager that you don't rate, you're saying the system's dead. We're in agreement that the left-hand flank with the fullback situation, it isn't great.
That's more personnel, though. I think it's dead because of the personnel, not because of the system. I think that left-hand side's finished because of the personnel. When you put Cucurella there, it looks a lot better. When you play Mudryk there in certain games, it looks a lot better because in build-up, he actually knows what he's doing. That's again, you can say it's false, but it's my opinion.
You think Mudryk's had a better season than Sterling?
Bro, I think Mudryk's had. I think for me, from what I've seen from Mudryk, I can see something that we can actually build with. Yeah, I can see someone. No, bro. Obviously, you can say that Sterling's probably had a better season because you've seen more of him. You've seen more of him, right? In terms of the GA, technically, he's had a better season. But that doesn't mean that I think he's been good. I think Sterling's been poor from what I expect from him. Yeah, this season. I think Mudryk's actually been decent because I don't put my expectations for Mudryk are not the same as what they are for Sterling because I put Sterling at a higher level. Sterling is meant to be the better winger than Mudryk. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy's meant to be their older brother. They're you know what I'm saying? They're his young G's. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are coming on, they're looking good, and then they get dropped, and he starts again. You know? So let me ask you then. Let's move away from Sterling, yeah? So you don't see anything with Mudryk and Madueke then? You don't see anything that we can build with them then?
I don't think they're of the quality to be at our clubs, starting every week in, week out. I do feel like remember the cup team we used to field out back in the day? I was at 13, 14, 15 times when we had that League Cup run, and we had Oscar, Ramirez, them man playing. Them man are the quality of a second team, of a top team. They shouldn't be here. Like, it would be a massive disservice to our club if the likes of Noni, Mudryk, etc. are not getting shipped on loan next season. If we actually intend to compete and be a top team, them guys need to go on loan and earn their trade, playing week in, week out. They're not good enough to play week in, week out for us. If they played week in, week out, we'll be in this type of situation.
How do you know that if they haven't been given the same level of opportunities as Sterling?
And then you have to ask yourself, why haven't they been given them opportunities? And that's not even true because Noni started against Anfield, dropped a stinker. Obviously, Mudryk played. And
he started against Aston Villa, and he had his best performance in the Chelsea top. So he's a young player, bro. Bro. This is what I'm saying about young players. They're inconsistent. Some weeks they're good.
That's why you don't build around them.
Some weeks they're bad. Yeah, no. But the thing is, though, this is our problem. This is our future. Yeah. Saka, Martinelli, all these guys, bro, that are at a different level to these younger guys, yeah. They didn't get better overnight just by sleeping and training and not playing. You gotta play them, bro. Yeah, I don't know if you bang ball on that, yeah, but bro, you're not gonna get better as a baller if you're not playing games. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, how I look at Mudryk, I can see that there's a player in there that you can work with. Like I said, natural ability. I've seen this guy. I was at his debut at Anfield. I was actually at the game, and I was looking at him. Yeah, the guy was a completely different level to the guys that we had on the pitch that game.
That debut, you were playing against James Milner at right back. You played against James Milner at right back on his debut.
Yeah, but he wasn't just staying on the left. He was getting involved everywhere. Remember that game? Carney was slipping all over the place. Yeah. So for me, bro, I agree. I agree with your overarching point. I don't think these guys are Chelsea level. I do agree with that. But I do think that these are players that we can work with and build something with, yeah. But I do agree, I do think that we need we need a winger. We need a winger that's ready now to come in, and then they can add to that as well, if that makes sense.
If we had a knockout tie, would you trust Mudryk and Noni over Sterling today? We had a knockout tie against Real Madrid, Champions League. You'd rather have them two starting over Sterling?
Let me ask you then, who came on against Newcastle and scored to send us to the semi-final?
Brother. Come on.
Just answer the question. Who came? Mudryk scored, did he?
Yeah. Okay.
Mudryk scored, did he? And then what happened in the penalty shootout? Yeah, did he miss or did he score?
Bro, what is this? What is this here?
No, I'm asking you because you're not being fair right now, bro. Remember, the theme of this is being fair. Yeah? The theme of this is being fair.
It was a home tie. We were at home against Newcastle. Let's be serious. Going into that game is expected. It would have been a catastrophe if we lost that tie. I'm talking about Champions League tie. You think Mudryk can start against Real Madrid?
What did Sterling do when we played Real Madrid? He didn't do anything. Bro. We played them last season. What did he do? Tell me. Both games. What did he do?
Bro,
he got played as a 9. He got played as a 9, and he did.
Yeah, with Gallagher and Kante on opposing flanks. Come on, bro. Let's be serious here.
Of course, but you're saying his experience and whatnot. So you're putting him on a different pedestal. He should have been able to do something, surely, right?
Out of position with Gallagher and Kante as his wingers. Come on, bro.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But what I'm saying is you haven't got this energy for Sterling, yeah. When Sterling is meant to be an experienced player and he's playing like a child, but you've got all this energy for Enzo because of what you see in spaces, man crashing it on him and people calling him world class. So now it's like, you man calling him world class, say nothing. I'm gonna watch him closely, and now I'm gonna overly criticize it.
You see, with me, I call Sterling shit. If you go on my channel, I call him. I call him out. I call out everyone. I like to be fair. It's not Play FC for me. It's Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? It's the badge, bro. None of the players are on the badge. When I look at the way the fan base treat Gallagher, who's having a better season than Enzo, by the way, I see the way the fan base treat Chilwell, who, in my opinion, he's past it. However, his our record since he's been back from injury has been better. And I see the way we treat Sterling. Yeah, he is crap though. And then I see the way they treat Sterling, who is been performing better than all our wingers, bar Palmer. I find it very interesting that everyone has this sort of energy for these man. But when you start to say, okay, Enzo's been poor, Mudryk's been poor. No. What are you talking about? These are because they're the faces of the project. I don't like that. Treat everyone the same. Same with the Enzo stuff.
You can't. I'm sorry, CB. As much as you want to listen, we don't live in a world where you're going to be all treated the same, bro. Experienced players are going to hold more smoke than young players. I'm not saying that you can't criticize young players because if you're old enough, like I said earlier, you are good enough. Yeah. But if you're an experienced player, there's going to be more expectation for you to carry the team. That's why we're literally on here saying we need more experience because they need to be the ones, that are carrying these man. Do you know what I'm saying? And Sterling hasn't been able to carry these man. And even, bro, you go to games, my bro. Like, this guy, I look at him, his body language, bro. It's like he don't care. How many times, bro? Aston Villa, the guy could have just played the ball to Jackson. He doesn't do it. Against Wolves, he doesn't do it.
Yeah,
there's been so many games, bro. I'm looking at him like, brother, what are you doing? Like, even the other day, when he missed the penalty, why are you taking the ball and taking it? Against Arsenal, when we played very well, he tried to take the ball off Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer told him, get away, bro. He tried to take it away. So I'm looking at him like, bro, for just to end on this, like, with Sterling, we need to move on from him because he's not going to get any better. He's going to keep getting worse. And like I said, how we want to play, we've got technical players. Sterling seems to have lost any technical abilities he had on the ball because at City, bro, he was a lot sharper than this. Whether that's the coaching with Poch, maybe that's playing a part. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's clear to see now that Sterling is regressing. And I'm someone that's always said, bro, Sterling's disrespected. For me, I came on Never a Foul in the summer. I said Sterling's top 10 wingers in the Prem all time, bro. I had Daps. I don't know if you know Daps, yeah? Yeah. For me, he gets in the top 10. Daps is a Man City fan and was trying to tell me otherwise, bro. I said, bro, do you know how long this guy's been doing it, bro? Do you know how many trophies this guy has won, bro? Like, there's only 2 other players that Pep has managed, yeah, that has more goals than him under Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think it's Messi and there's someone else. I need to check it, yeah. But Sterling is 3rd, bro. And look at all the players that Pep's managed. So for me, I can never disrespect his career, but I love the club more than I like Sterling.
He's on the way
for
out.
me,
I agree. He's got
to go. He's got to go, innit?
I just feel like if he's got to go, and I don't mind that. Like if that's the case, cool. He's not good enough. He's got to go. That is fair. But that means the likes of Enzo, Noni, and Mudryk are also in his position. Them two got to go too. I want to close and say because they're not good enough too. If we're gonna do that for everyone, let's do it for everyone.
Yeah, but bro, come on. Has Enzo? But bro, Enzo Madueke and Mudryk haven't come in as a seasoned, experienced pro on 325k a week, so the expectation is going to be a little bit different.
Enzo came in as the young player of the tournament, quote unquote world class, the replacement for Jorginho, Kovacic, all of these guys.
Yeah, bro, see, this is where you're angry at people. This is where you're. I need to come on one of your spaces next year so I can just regulate things, innit? Because it sounds like it's a mess in there, innit? You know what I'm saying? Me, bro, you never. For now, anyway. You ain't gonna hear me say Enzo's world class because I don't think he is. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's move on, yeah, bro. But what do you think of Poch?
I want to say one quick thing though, in terms of the players that I do actually rate, because everyone feels like acts like I hate the whole team. I rate Gusto, I rate Caicedo, I rate Palmer, I rate Carney Chukwuemeka. I think Jackson is a good footballer as a jugador. You get me? He can link up the play, he dribbles well, this and that. My aesthetic, I love a striker that can dribble, but I don't think he's a striker. I look at him more like a Demba Ba or Bashwai cup striker. You know, second team. The majority of this team are good enough to be our second team for cup games. They're not good to be the main actual guys. I like Chukwuemeka a lot. Chukwuemeka should get the gas that a lot of these guys get. I don't know why he don't get the same PR. Obviously, he was injured, but you don't really rate Gallagher. I think I appreciate the role Gallagher does in our team. I won't say I rate him highly, but Chukwuemeka is the perfect balance between both because he works hard off the ball and he's got the technical security, to put in that pass and things, etc.
There we go. And that's something again. Last season, Potter didn't want to play him, bro. He didn't want to play the guy, even though he was there. He was our problem. He didn't want to play him. You know what I'm saying? And this season, bro, like for me against Liverpool in the second half, he balled out. I remember first game of the season. West Ham, remember he scored that goal, then he got injured. The other day when he came on straight away, bro, the guy's helping us beat low blocks. So he's a key player that we've missed majority of the season, innit? But that takes me on to Poch, bro. Like, what do you think? How do you think Poch has got on this season? And what do you think of this guy as a manager?
Right. So obviously going into it, I wasn't really fond of the hire just because of the Spurs affiliation. However, I feel like he does get harshly criticized by our fan base because you look at what he's been given. He's been given a team of novices who haven't really won anything. He's asked for, after the Goodison Park, we got battered at Old Trafford. We should have lost 4-5-0 that day. Then we had Goodison Park shortly afterwards. He came out and said, we need experience within the team and we need a striker. He's been asking for a striker before the transfer window ended. He was linked to Vlahovic, he was linked to...
He turned him down. He didn't want Vlahovic, bro. He turned him down.
I don't know about that. But if that's the case...
He did. He actually turned him down. He turned down Vlahovic.
But he's in a position.
Remember, was doing the swap thing. Lukaku was gonna go Juve, and then it was up to Poch. And he said he didn't want it.
Lukaku that turned down Juve. He didn't want to go. That's why that deal fell through. And he ended up.
I don't think it was that, bro. I remember Poch actually turned down Vlahovic, bro. I remember this because he even turned down. He didn't want Palmer. You know, he didn't want Palmer, right? He said he got too many attackers.
That's understandable going into. Because I didn't want Palmer at first. I was like, why are we signing a player that has no Premier League goals? We need experience. So that's fair. Palmer proved me wrong. I would love for all of these players to prove me wrong. But unfortunately, that in the case, some of them just don't have the cojones. But in terms of Pochettino, though, like he's the manager situation. People don't understand. He's a puppet. Same way Potter's a puppet. Same way whoever comes in, a De Zerbi or so forth, are puppets. They get told they don't have no say in who gets bought. They have no say who gets sold. You might not rate Gallagher, but if a manager is starting a player week in, week out, he's made it very clear this person is important to me. Why are you shopping him publicly to rivals? That just shows the disrespect. That just shows you don't back him.
But then CB, on the flip side of that though, you mentioned earlier about Carney. You said Carney offers more than Gallagher because he can do what Gallagher does on the ball.
Carney was injured. Carney's only just come back from injury. They were trying to sell him in January. And then January, it was clear as day we needed a striker. Broja's on the way out. Jackson's is on AFCON. Benzema's available on loan. The board dismissed it. The board dismissed him. That upset me. But it was clear we needed a striker. Poch asked for a striker specifically after the Goodison Park game. We've gone into the window with one less striker. We sent Broja on a dry loan and we didn't bring a replacement. You look at the whole team, injury prone throughout. We have not fielded our strongest 11. We can all agree our strongest 11 will have Fofana and Reece James in the back four. You could say we would have Lavia playing as a 6. You'd say we'd have Nkunku on a 10 row or whatever the hell you want to play him. Do you know what I'm saying? But we have not yet seen our strongest 11. On top of that, you're not providing him what he's asking for as a manager. Any top manager that comes here is going to ask for certain things. This ownership and sporting model don't provide that. They gave Tuchel a blank checkbook before they brought in a board, and Tuchel's talent ID, let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? He's signing Eric Dyer for Bayern and shit, like he's taking the piss. But
so let me ask you then, CB. Everything that you're saying, cool, I hear it. That's you're putting a lot of blame on the owners here for building a team that is not experienced to the point where you feel happy enough, like, okay, this is a team that Poch can work with. So then why did Poch take the job then, bro? Why? Because he knew what he was. He knew what he was. He knew what he was walking into. Bro. I've said this a couple of times, bro. Yeah, put it this way. Yeah, you go at CB now. Yeah, you go to you go to a bar somewhere in Shoreditch. Yeah, you meet a girl there. She's telling you she does OnlyFans and that. Yeah, and then you still want to take her out. You take her number and whatnot. Yeah, you go backyard now. You're chatting to her. You're speaking to her for months. You get in a relationship with her now. Yeah, and you start getting mad at her saying, "Babe, I'm feeling a little bit
OnlyFans."
You know, you got to lock off the OnlyFans, and now she's telling you, no. I can't lock it off. This is my job. Like, it wasn't a problem before, so why is it a problem now? And it's the same thing as Poch, bro. He knew what he walked into. He told these lot, that I can work with these, man. And he's done a shit job. So let me ask you about him tactically, bro. How do you feel about this manager tactically? Because for me, he has not been good enough, yeah? Playing multiple guys out of position. I said it from the start of the season, bro, yeah? Actually, let me even start off with how I thought about Poch before we brought him in. I said, this guy, we've got one game a week, yeah? I said, you're basically going to see the same strongest lineup every single week. Yeah. I said I even predicted us to finish 4th or never a foul. That's how much I believed in this guy to do the bare minimum.
I wanted the title going into the season,
bro. I even predicted us to finish. At first I said 3rd, then I put Liverpool ahead of us because of their firepower. But I honestly thought, that injuries wouldn't be as badly as this, and I didn't think Poch would be playing as many guys out of position as much as he has. Because for me, bro, like I've said, if you're playing multiple guys out of position, Levi Cole at left back instead of playing Matson, Thiago Silva every single week, where we can't play a high line with him because we have to protect him because he's old. Do you know what I'm saying? Playing him and Disasi is a howler. Playing Enzo in a 10, playing Ben Chilwell at left wing. How do you think guys are going to play well together, bro? Like, you're playing players in positions where they're not comfortable. And that's where I've got to look at him and say, cool, I hear it. You've been given young players, but you're not making the most out of these guys. You're trying to play with them as if they're seasoned pros when they're not that, bro. They're young players, and with young players, you need to build the easiest platform for them. Yeah, you're a left back, okay, you're gonna play at left back. You're a centre back, okay, you're gonna play at centre back. You're a centre mid, okay, you're gonna play at centre mid. Not playing a guy that's literally still learning his trade, not even been in the Prem for a year. Like Levi Cole hasn't played in the Prem for a season. He was only playing, half a season last season. Yeah, last season for Brighton. Yeah, what I'm saying is last season at Brighton.
That was it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? I watched some of his games as well. So you can't be putting that much trust in a Levi Cole at left back. You can clearly see, bro, Michael Carrick, when we played Middlesbrough, literally came out and said, we looked at that left-hand side. Levi Cole was not comfortable there. That was the game plan. Keep attacking that left-hand side. Why can everyone see, bro? We're not casuals, bro. You've been watching football, like you said, for a long time. So have I. Yeah, and you've probably played football as well. These are just basics. And for me, this manager hasn't been able to do the basics that I expect from him, bro. Constant chopping and changing. Go into You know what I'm saying? So that's where I can't pity him, because first of all, no one forced you to take the job. You're being paid very well, by the way. Yeah, you came in here talking the talk. Don't forget about the interview that he did at the start of the season, saying Chelsea are a big club. We you know, I know that we're a different project right now, but we still have the expectation to win. You know, start of the season, Bear Man wanted this guy out. Bear Man wanted this guy at the start of the season, bro. And for me, I was saying, listen, for me, it's too early. What it is, it's not Poch out, it's Poch rectify your mistakes. But my last game, yeah, let me tell you all my strikes. Strike one was when we lost against United, because United are fucking mess. Yeah, they're a shit show. I don't know how we lost against them, man, and we made them look like Barcelona. Yeah. My second strike was against Middlesbrough, when we lost to Middlesbrough away in the first leg, and then my third strike was against Wolves. Yeah, because this guy always likes to talk about injuries and I haven't got this, I haven't got that, bro. Against Wolves, he started in Cuckoo, he started Palmer, he started Caicedo, he started Enzo, and we still lost the game, bro. That's when I said, nah, enough is enough. I'm still seeing ping pong football. Do you know what I'm saying? So as much as I agree, yes, we've signed a lot of young players, I don't feel no pity for the guy, because he didn't have to take the job. And number two, he hasn't been using the squad that he's got correctly. Just because he hasn't been given a lot of experience, it doesn't mean that he hasn't got a job to do. And that's what a lot of people like you seem to miss. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a world-class coach. He's a good manager. But there's certain things we need to take into account. For starters, you mentioning that just that Nkunku point, I'm going a bit backwards of just what the recent.
Yeah.
The Nkunku point you made, I was the one that was telling everyone when Nkunku's injured. He's not what you guys think it is, because everyone was saying when Nkunku comes back on season starting, I said, bro, this guy's an injury-prone Bundesliga striker. Relax.
He's not a lone striker, though. That's where Poch has been using him. He's been using him as a lone striker when he's not that.
And he scored goals, though.
He spoke about Sterling. He spoke about Sterling. Let me use your logic, yeah. We spoke about Sterling underperforming last year with Gallagher and Kante next to him on the wings, yeah. Same energy with Nkunku's needed here, bro. He's been played as a lone striker. No wonder he got injured again. Yeah, the guy's a second striker. He needs to link up with someone, or play him on the left, or play him in a 10. I don't know. I'm not at the club.
And then contextualize those problems. The reason why he was playing as a lone striker is because Jackson was an AFCON and we sold Broja and there was no striker, even though the manager was asking for it. That's number one. Then you look at realistically speaking, in terms of Pochettino, I don't think he's, you know what I'm saying? I don't rate him bears. I'm not making bare excuses for him. He has made mistakes. I've called him out for a lot of things. That the one mistake that, in my opinion, that a lot of mistakes, one's fresh in my mind. Carabao Cup final taking off Jackson. I didn't agree with that. I think that killed us. He done Caicedo for Casadei at Etihad as well. I think that killed us. Stupid subs. He
took off. Remember, he took off Caicedo at home at half time, bro, against Wolves, and he left Gallagher in the pivot and was pink because Caicedo was on a yellow card or something like that. He took him off at half time, bro. There's so many examples. You see the rap sheet, bro. It's a recall. I told guys it's a recall, bro. The guy's got a long rap sheet, bro. Long rap sheet, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So just to finish off here, like what? So for me, like, if he wins the FA Cup, do you give him another year? Do you think?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yeah, because for me, World Cup team one, we've always been like, is our DNA World Cup team. Same under Tuchel. The league performances weren't the great. Obviously, we finished third that 1 year, but league positions, it wasn't really us. We've always been a cup team. We have not lost a cup tie all season, barring the final against Liverpool. We're in the semi-final of the FA Cup. When I started doing content, obviously I started in January. The one target that I said is we need to win an FA Cup or a Carabao and get a Europa League finish, because the Champions League qualifications unattainable. We're still in that trajectory. Get a Europa League finish and a top four, and then fucking back the guy, blood. Let's actually back him. Give him strikers. Don't fucking set him up and send guys on loans and leave him with one striker. You ain't even a striker. This is Jackson's first ever season as a striker. He was a winger at Villarreal. He played 7 games up top. Do you know what I'm saying? So put him in a situation. Don't set him up to fail. Actually back the man. Put some experience in the team and see what he can do. He only got a 2-year contract anyway. I didn't want him to stay beyond the 2-year contract. My plan, how I looked at it is, within them 2 years, qualify for the Champions League, get us to a point where we're back in Champions League football. The players, we've kind of screened who's good enough, who's not, who's staying, who's going. We've added some experience to it, and we go and start competing with a top coach. As presently available today, there's no top coaches. I don't want to hear of Robert De Zerbi. De Zerbi's only won a Copa Lega Pro and a league with Shakhtar Donetsk. Copa Lega Pro is the Papa John's Cup, the Italian equivalent of the Papa John's Cup. The Serie
You've given me an idea. Don't worry. I wanna have you back on, and we'll talk about managers that we could potentially bring in. And I want to hear your take. I'll bring you back on for sure.
There's no managers available today, this season, that can get him. And then everyone's saying sack him now, bring him around. I don't care, sack him now. I don't want to win the FA Cup. If we win the FA Cup, he stays, and I want him gone. So we hope we lose. Make that make sense. You support the club or your agendas. That's the thing that don't make sense with me. We got an opportunity for a trophy. We're in the mud. If we win a trophy, at the end of the day, it's an FA Cup. I'll take that. Because Arteta's been there for 4 or 5 years.
And it's Europe, like you said.
Yeah, we qualified for Europe. Arteta's been there for 4 or 5 years. He's about to be his 5th year now at Arsenal. He's only won an FA Cup. He has nothing else to show for it. So now Pochettino coming in his first season and winning an FA Cup with this dead squad, I'm going to say, you know what? Fair enough. Hey, you have another year to prove yourself. If he gets backed and he's doing this bullshit, 100% he can go. I'm not an advocate for him, but I don't want to sink us, especially seeing how Potter got sacked this time last year and our season went to shit. Why would we do that again? Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear it. You've made some fair points, but for me, listen, as soon as he gets that FA Cup, if he wins it, buy. It's a buy one, isn't it, for me? I want him gone, man. Listen, end of the day, yeah, as much as it's nice to win a trophy, it papers over cracks. Our bread and butter is the league, and we haven't competed for the league since we last won it. For me, I need to see progress in the league and still continue doing what we're doing because, bro, like you've said, we've been a cup team for years, even with Tuchel and whatnot, and now Poch again. This is nothing new to us. Do you know, we're used to this, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So I need to see a change in the league, and for me, we're still 11th, bro. You know, maybe I'll change my view come the end of the season if he manages to just like beat Everton, beat Sheffield United again, beat all these teams that we've got coming up, Burnley, we've got United. If he manages to beat them and we're performing well, and we've got guys coming back and I can see there's clear improvements, then I'll be like, do you know what? I'm going to cool off a little bit in it because the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Let me see. But just from what I've seen from him, yeah, in terms of his in-game management, the lineups, the excuses, it's like I said, it's a long rap sheet, bro. And for me, for him to bust case, he has to do a mad thing.
Now I'll ask you a question, yeah? Cool. In terms of the big games we've played this season, we've had Arsenal, Spurs, undefeated. We drew against Liverpool. We lost to United, terrible loss in my opinion. We lost to Liverpool, terrible loss in my opinion. We drew to City. We're yet to play Arsenal. We're yet to play Spurs again. And we're yet to play United again. On top of that, we got City in the FA Cup. Now, judging off those performances, if he was to beat City and get into a final, we beat Arsenal, potentially ruin their title hopes. You're looking at that and you're saying, okay, no, this guy ain't good enough. Because I'm looking at how he's handled the big games, and in my opinion, I think he's done a great job. Even the Carabao Cup final, in my opinion, he coached a 2-0 win.
That's not enough, bro. We're still 11th. Yeah, that's all good. That's all good saying we went toe-to-toe.
The manager,
we're 11th.
No matter who we have as a manager, with this team presently constructed, they're not finishing in no Champions League spots.
This is the thing, CB, yeah, just to finish off, bro, yeah? The manager might not be the only problem, but he's part of the problem. Yeah, he's part of the problem. Owners are the problem. The players are a problem. Poch is the problem. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're going to wrap it up anyway, man, because I'm definitely going to bring you back on for sure, man. I enjoyed that, man. Definitely a good chat. Good chat, man. You're the first guest I've brought on, you know. You're the first guest I've brought on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But tell them where they can find you, bro.
So literally CB1 Milli, CB #1, MILLI, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Celsius Europe, right there on the bottom. That's my YouTube channel. Bay Help Sports is my series. You know, I review every match games. I do vlogs. You know, get me to 200 subscribers. I got a very special guest that I'm gonna have on. That's gonna be my first proper guest. Already been in talks with them. Bit controversial, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy the content. Thursdays, Football Terrace. I'm never a foul as well. You can find me. And yeah, man, it's my job. You know what I'm saying? There might be things you guys don't agree with, but you can never doubt my standards. My standards are here, and I always have them here, innit? You know what I'm saying? And until it's back to where it truly belongs, until I see the likes of, because everyone says I got the Enzo agenda, until I see Enzo do what the number 8s, the previous number 8s I see do for our club. Even a Ross Barkley won a European trophy as a number 8. Kovacic, Champions League as a number 8. Lampard, Champions League.
Okay.
Them levels, I'm sorry, bro. I'm going to have to hold you accountable, innit?
Nah, I hear it. Listen, CB's a controversial guy, man, but at the end of the day, he loves the club and he just wants the club to be doing well. So I hear it, man. But listen, we'll definitely get you back on in it. But listen, people, smash up the likes. Let us know what you think in the comments. You're definitely gonna see CB more often, man. I've got some plans for the guy. Trust me, I've got some plans for him, man. But big up, love every time, man.
Love.